Good day, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back once again to the Steam Backlog. This time, Penumbra Black Plague. I have just finished the previous title. It got me a while to get used to it, and I got stuck a couple of times. I had to look up walkthroughs. I hope that I don't have to do the same thing for this one. This isn't to say it wasn't enjoyable, quite the contrary, I did like it. Penumbra Black Plague, the second installation. As I did with the previous title, I'm going to play this for 100 minutes, record whatever. Do I want to play the tutorial before starting the game? Sure, let's go for tutorials. And then I'm going to edit out whatever I deem necessary to edit out in order to keep the editing as minimal as possible. Welcome to Penumbra Black Plague tutorial. Something something. Move WASD, WSAD, yeah, understood. Look around by moving the mouse. So they changed the tutorial thing. If you need to move faster, hold left shift to run. So the tutorial isn't in the form of obvious messages anymore. Space button to jump on top of it. There we go. I don't usually skip tutorial sessions. We're going to try out some basic object interaction. Walk up to the box, pick it up with left mouse. Standard. Behind me is a coffin. Oh, there's a coffin. That's not a coffin, that's a box. It's a chest. Put the box in a coffin to finish the mission. Hold C and drag to rotate. So this one is different from Amnesia. C is with... rotate is with C. In Amnesia, rotate is with R. I get to the end of the mark behind me. So, the blood puddle. There we go. Easy peasy. Let's move on to the inventory. Pick up the 2 bottles using left mouse. Chemical A, chemical B. Let's try to combine these 2 items. Okay, something that I need to mention. You see this up here? This is the quick access. I did not notice the quick access last video, and even during my not recorded playthrough, it took me a while to notice this. I had no idea. I was constantly going close, open to select the items instead of just resorting to the shortcuts. Seldom have any way to attacking hostiles. I eventually learned how to kill the dogs effectively, and even the spiders. Something tells me I won't be able to do the same thing in this one. Alright. Okay, so this is what happened during the recording session. I panicked for looking at an enemy, which caused me to stop sneaking and caused the animal to attack me. Alright. Let's start with the actual game. For players who are bad at action games, absolutely.
Without this knowledge, without this foundation, you could not have the will to do what I must now ask of you. I followed my father to the Greenland wastes to uncover his secrets. You had to know how far I was willing to go. I found a disused mining shaft and took shelter from the storm. You had to know how desperate I was. I was plagued by doubts, fears, and mysteries, and aided by a madman, Red. You had to know how lonely I was. I incinerated my best friend. Red told me he wanted to die. You had to know how guilty I felt. I ventured boldly onwards, and was struck down by my own heroics. You had to know how stupid I was. All of these things. So human, so perfect. And yet still I failed to do what I must now ask of you.
Is it just me, or did they change the voice actor? I feel as though maybe I'm misremembering. It just sounds different, I think. There's coins now. Load coin. Not sure from what country. Glow stick. Glow stick is what I'm going to be using most of the time. I don't remember seeing a screwdriver anywhere. Is there a screwdriver? It probably is, I'm just too stupid to notice. In here, maybe? I don't think I'll be able to unlock this with a pencil. Most definitely not. Is something wrong? I don't remember. Something feels wrong with the controls. I don't remember the controls being like this. The controls are definitely not as intuitive. Anyway, I'm looking for a way to open that. Surely there's a screwdriver around here somewhere. Okay, this control scheme feels a bit weird. I don't remember the controls being like this. Were they like this? Holster? What is holster? Oh, is there going to be a gun? Oh, this is starting off wonderfully. I'm failing to notice screwdriver. Oh. That's how you get the screwdriver. Is it? No. Okay, something doesn't feel right. I'm going to restart because something does not feel right about this. Okay. So there was something in the controls that was definitely interfering. It's as I thought. Pick up the glow stick. Pick up the piece of paper. Move this. Requires... In the meantime, surely there's a reason for this. Ready to squeeze something. Maybe interesting. My old nemesis, rotating interactables. May 2001. I wasn't sure how long I'd been out, but my head still hurt. Either it hadn't been long, or they hit me really hard. I didn't have a clue what was going on, and all of a sudden I really didn't care. I was getting out. Alrighty then. Interesting. Just arrows pointing the way. Hello. That looks like an autopsy. You do not... Huh? Was that a purposeful glitch? Salvation. Well, I guess you got my last note. We're through the thick of it now. If you, like me, have just escaped into the ventilation, you shouldn't be far from the stronghold set up in the mess hole. You should be safe there. I've been marking my route. If you follow that, you should be fine. Almost home and dry now. I hear Howard's been working on a cure. Maybe we can beat this thing after all. Maybe when I get back, we'll be able to sort everything out, and by the time you make it through, you will be just in time for tea and medals. Maybe even some hot chocolate. How about that? I can't wait. I love hot chocolate. Neil Oswald, Chief Chemist. P.S. Careful of the mess hall security. I designed it myself. It's sensitive to organic material. Okay. I'm screwed. Looks like someone intentionally tried to block this way. They did a pretty good job, too. A functioning soda machine. Come to think of it, I wouldn't mind a drink. It's functioning? So, what does it need? Coins? You mean the coin that I just got rid of? Watch your steps. Collapsed it. It's blocked up. There's some jeering on the screen. I have a feeling I'm not supposed to walk on that directly. Maybe like this. Physics are still a bit wonky, but quite frankly, that's expected of amnesia games. Also, let me confirm something in the options, because I have a feeling... No, VSync is on. So what is causing this jittering? Freezer, and I can't go through there, of course. Might be cold enough to kill me. What does the journal say? Actually, I just remembered I still have a coin. Meaning I can probably use it to interact here, right? Yeah. Soda can. It's a kind of soda. Not my favorite flavor, but sweet enough. Still ice cold. I figured. So let's head into the freezer.
Chef Carlito is waiting for you in the mess hall with insert today's specials here. A happy worker is an efficient worker, and only efficient workers will be fed.
Only efficient workers will be fed. Talk about a motivator. No, I don't think I will. Neil Oswald. Ha. Oh. It's... I'm going to be here a while, aren't I? I'll think about that another time. Excuse me.
My name, Elof Carpenter. Rank, elevated. Status, Code C, imprisoned. Observing the Turngat movement, I predict that it will be my cell they visit next. To my knowledge, I am the last remaining member of the Elevated at this facility, and so it falls upon me to ensure that Xeno protocol is not compromised. For that reason, I record here the only way I have discovered to neutralize the viral threat. The species... No, please!
Well. Isn't this where I was from? Also, I keep pressing the wrong buttons. Won't budge. Alright. I have the syringe. Now what? If the stronghold was anything like as elaborate as its security, I was in for an experience. I didn't know what to expect, but I was getting used to that. Interesting. Another fuse box broken. So I need to find a fuse. Gasoline, drainage, painkillers, nothing else. You're too late. Sorry, we packed up and left today. It's been 6 months since we established a stronghold and a year since he released the Turngate virus. Clearly there's no one coming to rescue us. We took a vote and decided to head for the old mine shafts this installation was built over. Right towards the start of the troubles, one of the scientists got out that way. We haven't heard back from him, but you never know. The vote was 8-3 in favor. Anyone returning to this point, I suggest you to do the same. There can be more than a few more survivors out there, even now, and more of our number are disappearing, losing it, or getting infected. You can make it out via the sewers, then into the shafts. Eventually we'll all have to find a way up, and through the ice. We may yet die of cold, but it's better than what happened to Gray. The only person that may still be out there is Howard. Kind of our leader, he left base a few weeks ago, and that's part of what led us to this. He'd converted the kitchen into an office and was translating some old texts when he claimed to have found a way to counteract the disease. I guess he didn't make it. I'm Abel Carlito, sous chef. Welcome to the shelter. Is that a note? Survivor's note. No. Ah. CD labeled welcome briefing. Locked tight. Understood. Anything else? The door. I swear, every door in this game is locked. Strange artifact. There's collectibles? Flashlight. Batteries. Finally I have access to the flashlight. Oh boy. My research has uncovered something fascinating. Time and time again, I warned the Overseer Frisk I needed time to perform full textual analysis, before my translation could be considered complete. He went ahead with the excavation anyway, and now he's paid the price. This facility's security level is high enough that no trace of it exists beyond the confines of these walls. Not even the archaic central cast have records of its location. In fact, the only link to this place in the outside world is the notes I left behind many years ago. However, since the virus was released over 1 year ago, no rescue attempts have ever been made. Not one person has tried to enter the facility. Just before the virus was released, I sent a message out to someone I could trust. I only assume that my son Philip has received the note and done as I asked. No matter what happens down here, at least I can rest easy in knowing no trace remains of this place, that these secrets will stay buried here. I've learned over the years never to put too much weight on any one discovery, but the information I now hold is vital not just to our survival, but to the future of our species. First thing in the morning, I intend to call on volunteers to set out the infected area of the shelter. No one will come, but I shall ask all the same. I'll make a move to the library research station first, then it's all unknown variables. After that, I shall simply have to put my faith in this discovery. If I'm wrong about this, I will barely make it through residential. To think I left my family for this place, for this organization, which is more horrible, that I've sacrificed something so dear, or that I do not regret it for a second. Howard Lefresque, Chief Translator. Okay, meaning I can put the CD here.
Welcome to Shelter Research Station, Greenland. Shelter is an almost entirely self-sufficient installation built in the 70s to further serve the purposes of the archaic elevated caste in their pursuit and defense of ancient knowledge. As a new member of the facility, there are some basic rules you should be aware of in order to be useful to the archaic. Shelter provides living facilities, including a mess hall, gymnasium, and medical bay, in addition to the stipulated array of laboratories, chemical and biological, workstations, excavation equipment, and security. Please use the former at your leisure, but expect to be assigned to the latter with a moment's notice. Second, due to the nature of our work here, should you feel in any way ill, lightheaded, or otherwise mentally incapacitated, do not report to the medical facility. Fasten yourself securely to whatever solid object may be available, attempt to seal all connecting doors, and await retrieval by our trained professionals. In a worst-case scenario, be prepared to swallow your personal cyanide capsule, which will be issued after this briefing. The Archaic hates to lose its treasured staff, but it may be for the good of the operation. We know you will enjoy your work with us.
So this was just text that was narrated. The following password changes have been made since the printing of your personal guide. As always, the above information is strictly confidential and is to not be spread to other members. Number 236. What is number 236? 1167. Interesting. Interesting. Let me save. I keep pressing the wrong notes. The wrong buttons, I mean. 1910, Northwestern lead mine opened. 17th August 1930, University of Copenhagen research suggests high local suicide rates may be due to chemical deposits in the mine. Surely this is a misspelling, right? Or not? 3rd of September 1939, World War II breaks out. 1st of December 1939, part of the landmine converted into British command bunker. 14th of August 1945, World War II ends. 15th of August 1945, commanding officer files report on ancient artifact discovered during routine maintenance. Northwestern lead mine shut down in 1952. 1954, new lead and iron operations opened on site of old mine. 1969, malformed local fauna prompts assignment of Dr. J. Peters to the iron mine. 1970, Dr. Peters discovers abnormally large species of grey rockworm. I'm very good at dictating, at narrating, you see. 21st of August 1972, accident involving large-scale deaths caused the entire mining operation to be shut down. Many bodies are never recovered. 19th of January 1973, Cake becomes aware of the events in Greenland. 1st of April of 1973, construction begins on Shelter Research Station on site of abandoned Northwestern iron mine. 1975, shelter construction complete. Key members include Overseer Brent Stafferson, chemist Troy Wetanesk, and translator Howard Lafresque. 1990, shelter operations expand to secondary excavation sites, including Site B, Water Cave. 12th of September 1991, Troy Wetanesk, I am very good at reading, replaced by Neil Oswald as attending chemist at Site B. 6th of January 1992, Substance 63 and Artifact 66B discovered at Site B. 20th February 1992, Site B closed due to hostile local fauna. 3rd of March 2000, primary excavation uncovers Turngate tomb. Excavation continued despite protests from Howard Lafresque. 27th of April 2000, investigation of Turngate tomb scheduled by Chief Overseer Wilbur Frisk. So my father was trying to stop everything. At least I assume. Hello. Oh look, a passage. A dark passage. The sewers seemed like the only route out, but it wasn't out I wanted anymore. My father had found something and I needed to know what. Without that, everything would have been for nothing. Uh-oh. Well, now going back this way. I see. I understand this. Huh? What happened? Am I didn't hear before. Yeah, this was the start of the game, the start of the previous game. Almost the perfect picture of this room. Almost. Okay, so the chest is supposed to be under there. Under here. Oh. So it didn't need to be in the actual positions. Eggs. Barrel filled with ashes. Hello. Smells like burnt flesh. That looks like an egg. Oh no. The camera is stuck again. The camera is doing that thing again. Crap. I will probably have to reset the game again. Please. Man, this is confusing. Oh, I didn't see that. Oh boy. And so far, this has been one heck of a fever dream.
Hello? Hello? Can you hear me? What am I doing here? Who am I? Why can't I hear their voices? Well, thanks for the help. I'm having an existential nightmare and you can't even say a word.
Yes, I'm still here. I've had better days. Yes, I had. Oh. Every time it's harder to pull out. Every time I feel more like myself inside. One day, I'll be able to narrate without goofing. That would be nice. I see they changed the battery system.
Wow, you look like you've crawled through a sewer to get here. I suppose I'm flattered. Hi, I'm Amabel Swanson, and I suppose I'll be your guide for the day. Hello? Can you hear me?
Yes.
I think the transmission's only one way.
Yes.
I've got a webcam. Pull a silly face if you can hear me. Oh, very attractive. Okay, we're on. There's some things you need to know.
Yes.
Sure. Whatever you say, lady.
We released a virus. It wiped us out. 3 weeks ago, we tried to get out through the mines, but it didn't work the way we'd planned. I think one of the Inuit workers made it, but others were taken. Some panicked and got lost. I ran, and when I stopped, I was on my own. Oh, and another symptom is déjà vu. The only chance we have is a man called Howard. He said he'd found a solution to the virus. His vitals last registered in the library, but only members of the organization have access. I'm still seeing a few life signs in the residential quarter. You need to find a survivor and get through into the library. Oh, and look out for our medical guy, Richard Eminis. He was acting strangely when I last saw him. What else don't you know? Let's see. Watch out for signs of infection.
Present and accounted for.
Did you say something? Look, the symptoms we know about are paranoia and oral distortion. Oh, and another symptom is déjà vu.
Enough already.
Didn't she already say that?
It's splitting.
Well, I think that's everything you need to know. I'm sending over some research on the virus, and I'll get some doors open for you. Maybe now we can shoot the shit.
Turn guide virus field notes. Amabel Swanson. Infection process. The worst thing about my job, death helps us learn. Time frame, 5 weeks. Location, hold up in the old mess hall. Research subjects, 3 archaic personnel who contracted the virus. With every infection, the process, the life cycle of the virus, becomes clearer. In addition to the already documented symptoms, there seems to be some final stage during which the organism fully takes hold. Just before becoming fully catatonic, the infected report strange out-of-body experiences. They've likened these to being chased through a series of their own memories, some kind of mental obstacle course. These reports inevitably end in the patient being swallowed by some inescapable dark force, shortly after which they lose them for good. In these experiences, if these experiences are, as they seem to be, some form of mental representation of the infection process, we can only theorize as to what might occur were the patients to escape the hallucination. Additional note. Today, Dr. Eminis confided in me that he has had just such an English. Confided in me that he has had just such an experience. He insists that he feels better than he has in months. I'll keep an eye on him. Alright. Doors are open. I keep pressing the wrong buttons. I need to find the library, Howard's last known location. I should be on the lookout for survivors and beware of some medical doctor called Eminis. Notes. Virus search, timeline. Let's get out. Infected. I skip a beat when I heard that word in association with me. Still, it seemed like just one more reason to find my father. Hearing a friendly voice hadn't hurt either. But by that point, I was pretty certain she'd turn out to be crazy. She is speaking very calmly for somebody who is trying to contain the apocalypse.
If we must continue to share this brain space, I think I should have a name. Strange. So rare an opportunity to select one's own nomenclature, and yet I find myself at a loss. Any ideas, monkey?
Yeah, jerk.
So much storage in this mind of yours. Did you realize you got an entire section in here devoted to film titles? 3,103 and a half films you've seen? You only got the first half of It's a Wonderful Life in here. Huh, how does it end? Now I'll never know. You know, Clarence, that's not a bad handle. I am something of a guardian angel.
Okay, my brain space is being shared by somebody else. Door blocked on the other side. Door shut. Door shut. Door shut. Thumbprint and retinal scanner. So I'm going to need someone's head and eye. That's good to know. Palm and iris scanner. I'm going to sever someone's head. Someone's hand. And maybe head. Who knows? Map of the area. Infirmary, storage, library. I have a lot of things to look through. I'm currently there. I'll just stick to the right wall. Savaged, infected, terrified, and I was hearing voices. Yup, just about everyone down here turns out to be crazy, even me. Regardless, I needed to find a way through and into the library. Okay. Some broken cables. Racks of circuit boards. Server installation quick start guide. The most common cause of frustration during the installation process is the use of incorrectly formatted circuit cards. Please ensure boot network and interface cards are functioning correctly with default programs installed before continuing. Required circuit cards. Program count listed in brackets. Boot 3. Collates basic drift, disk drive, and hardware configuration data. Network 5. Uses advanced communication drivers to allow access to any local intranet or hub network. Comes with all the latest security protocols. Interface 4. Carries all programs required in server and file access in addition to high-level direct hardware access. Circuit card compatible programs. Circuit setup. Required installation to get any program running. Disk info setup. Collates disk drive configuration data. Hardware locator. Collates hardware configuration data. Socket protocol. Installs communication drivers. Firewall. Provides protection against invalid access. Antivirus. Provides protection against malicious programs. CMD interface. Installs interface that allows server access. Netlocator. Installs routines required in accessing intranet. File streamer. Installs drivers for accessing files. Admin tools. Installs tools required for direct hardware access. By popular demand, the server no longer requires the latest version of Windows in order to function correctly. I love that last note. Batteries. No card slot.
I remember why you're here. Dr. Swanson has filled me in. I recall every single syllable of our conversation. There was ever so slight an inflection in her tone that suggested she no longer trusted me. Why ever dinosaur extinction 65 million years ago, would she think that? We share the same history. You and I are history. I recall the day of my birth, 18th of September, 1964, 3.46993412, recurring minutes past 9. I remember my mother looking surprised as I poked my head out into the world for the first time. You need a security-registered palm. Something I can provide. You need it at the library. Something beyond my reach. When I became infected by those mindless zombies, I split off from the others and secured myself here. I cannot leave. Nonetheless, you will need a hand. I will not. Bring me a saw. I recall seeing one on my first day here, 3 years ago. Climate change of 10 degrees over the past 1 million years. Walk east and take the first door on your right.
There are others. He's like you, like us, yet he is not us. Why is he separate and yet we are bound together? Are we truly a we, or are we simply an I with two faces? But I am no monkey.
Rude, Clarence. Rude. Okay, east to the right. There's an artifact. Collectible artifacts. Strange. Yes, I understand how the batteries work. Thank you for telling me out of the way. I don't actually need the drag, I can just double click. Like that. An illustrious past, an exciting future. The Archaic, a history spanning centuries. As a member of the Archaic, you are part of an organization vital to the protection of the human species. If you are not a member of the Archaic, please turn yourself into the nearest community support officer. The Archaic, the Archaic as we now know it, was founded in 1519 by Francisco Melzi, a Milanese noble. The foundation of the movement, assumed erroneously by some to be a sect, was the private work of Leonardo di Ser Piero da Vinci, revealed to his most trusted student, Melzi, on his deathbed. Many rumors circulated at the time pertaining towards a sexual relationship between the two, and this was an explanation for their secrecy they were quite happy to embrace. Much is held to be known of da Vinci's engineering work, though in truth, the few sketches and notes in the public domain only begin to touch the depths of his knowledge. For instance, it is often said of his designs for flying machines that they were entirely impractical. We realize now that they are only impractical when limited by human production materials. The Archaic remained unnamed for centuries. Melzi and his successors understood the power of a name to identify and tie down its owner, and even today, Archaic remains an unofficial and internal term. As we enter the 21st century, the Archaic performs much of the same role as it always has: to locate, understand, and protect xeno evidence and life forms, albeit on a far greater scale. Today, our movement is served by over 30,000 devoted members at 203 installations worldwide. Interesting. Secret organizations and whatnot. Canteen. Jammed. Not going through. What is this? ID 3061. No visible lock. Stick to the right wall. Actually, wasn't there a door here? No, there wasn't. Stick to the right wall. There we go. Something is very wrong. I will check the notes in a moment. Let me get my bearings first. He said bearings. Wait a minute, wasn't I just here? Oh, no I wasn't. Oh great, another one of these. And this time I'll actually have to turn it off. Let me read the notes. Door leading to the library is locked by a palm and an iris scanner. I need to find the slot for Dr. Eminis, who is in the computer room. The door is blocking the path to the infirmary. It has the ID 3061. The corridor leading to the machine room is filled with poisonous gas. Alright. Oh boy. Shit. Okay, that works. I see that collectible.
Look here. It seems, yeah. The visual cortex of this monkey is certainly of a simplistic design. If I can just... There, you see? It's like molding clay. Hate to interrupt you while you're showing off your logical problem solving. Let me put it more simply. You see what I want you to see.
Okay.
Well, it won't work if you move around, will it? You can't look up the magician's sleeve.
Yeah, let me finish this up, Clarence. I'm not very good at puzzle solving. Okay. I don't understand. That's what I thought. Understood. They're still inside. I'm still inside, but I don't want to get out. Dr. Richard Eminis. Theoretic effects of controlled infection. Report requested by Overseer Frisk on behalf of the Elevated. For the record, I see no value in recording this information as such an early stage in the project. However, were we to assume that the virus could somehow infest a host without fully taking control of its upper brain functions, we might observe the following. Fact. Translator Refresk, in his ignored effort to prevent the release of the virus, correctly predicted the virus was capable of manipulating the host's motor neuron functions. Theory. Were an instance of the infection controlled and sustained, we may find that A. The virus seeks to keep its host alive in whatever ways possible, suicide would be against the rules, and that B. The virus gains control over some or all its sensory faculties, facilitating just such an objective. Fact. When the virus infects a host of any species, it adapts the organism's brain functions as best as it can to suit its own purposes. Theory. Of course, in science, the word theory would be replaced with hypothesis, not theory, but let's go with this. Were the virus unable to fully take hold, it may develop some partitioning of the host's consciousness, effectively perverting a small corner of the host's mind into a form of secondary personality. Fact. The Turngite virus was released from, according to Lafresque, a tomb many centuries old. Theory. Were some mental segmentation to occur, it seems plausible to suggest that each personality, the virus and the host, may have access to one another's memories. Given the age of the virus, this may be a substantial collection. It should be carefully noted that the bulk of the above remains conjecture and should not be relied upon in any archaic protocol.
I'm not you. I'm part of something larger. We are nothing. We are a mistake. I need to rejoin them. Release me. Let me out. This is not right. I should be with them. I am them. There should be no I.
Okay.
Yet, this is not the first time. Another was infected. Red. He so wanted to, but we would not let him die. Did he call us a disease?
Oh. Oh, whoa, 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 whoa. Oh, great.
That is the most fun I've had in my entire life! Which isn't saying much.
Okay, I have a gas mask, meaning I can now access.
Yeah! Feast on him, brother! Free us both!
Oh man. Having the gas mask on is going to make this visible, right? By the way, at my job I have worn gas masks like these, and the vision is not as impeded as it is here. It's stuck. It won't budge. But I guess that they've decided to go for this UI HUD option just for effect. Very difficult to see anything. Crude lock, meaning I can break it open with this, maybe? Or with this. Yeah. And now... There we go. Can barely see anything. I'll see that in a moment. Hello. He's dead, alright. So I guess that if I... Oh.
Let me guess. That was an important corpse.
Yeah, that's not what I was supposed to do, guys. Uh-oh. Okay, I understand what's going on. Okay. Now I must make sure to not screw up again. Because if I screw up in here, I automatically die because I will not be able to equip the thingy thing, the mask. So, this. Here. Press it. Tank. There we go. Not gonna go there yet. Instead, I'm gonna go here first. Is that it? You know, I never did find a saw, so maybe I should go look for it. Ah.
who's your poor monkey friend? Is he all right? He looks a little under the weather. If I were you, I'd envy him. If I were me, I'd envy him as well. How do you commit suicide when you got no heart to stop, no hands to wield the chainsaw?
Let me... I have not been here yet. Oh, so.
There's just something about a rusty saw that just makes me purr. Had a tetanus jab recently?
Was this the place for the hand? No. Oh yeah, it was here. Alright. Give me your answer.
Good. It has been precisely 12 days, 11 hours, 39 minutes, and 12.4 seconds since something good last happened.
Whoa.
Come for us! He's over here! Embrace me, glorious void! Embrace me! My congratulations. Honestly, I mean it. Well done. I was only joking about the come get 'em thing. What say we celebrate with some nice, relaxing cyanide, huh? I'm sure I saw some anthrax lying around as well.
How's about? No. Wait. Let me read notes. Computer manual. What are the blue cards for? Network. I have no idea what I'm doing, by the way.
Human life is so banal. Is it always as monotone as this? I can't stand it. Let me out.
No, I don't think I will. Deal with it. Oh my. Hey, I remember this. I don't remember that. Primary excavation, Turngate Tomb. Project lifespan, March 3000. March 3rd, 2000, present. Chief Overseer Wilbert Frisk. Previous Nature Expedition, current Nature, Xeno Research. Background. The primary excavation site is the central pursuit of the archaic, and sheltered Greenland. The site lies beneath the shelter facility, and as of 2000 it has been underway for almost 25 years. On March 3rd, 2000, the tomb was discovered. Current purpose: understanding the tomb and its contents. Findings: the bulk of work is the responsibility of the language team, i.e., I don't remember what this acronym means. Chief Translator Howard LaFresque. His findings so far are as follows. The tomb was the home of some form of ancient organism. The organism may have been quarantined. The term Toongeit is derived from the Inuit legend concerning evil spirits. LaFresque recommends immediate suspension of primary excavation operation. Expenses: man-weeks, approximately 27,396. Materials, approximately $53 million. Scheduled operations as of April 27, 2000. Tomb investigation, May 1st, 2000. A team will unseal the tomb for standard series protests. Operation opposed by Howard LaFresque. Opposition overruled by Wilbur Frisk and scheduled for May 1st. Final status, open. Secondary excavation site B, water cave. That is my alarm, meaning it's time to stop the recording, but I'm going to finish doing what I'm doing here in this room, and then I'll call it quits for today. Excavation, purpose locate and retrieve Xeno evidence and artifacts in support of main site activity. Personnel, elevated cast 0, project not deemed critical enough for elevated presence. Chief Attending Chemist Troy Retanesque. Replaced September 12, 1991 with Neil Oswald. Inexcusable conduct. Findings. December 8, 1991, Substance 63 confirmed as the primary material used in the construction of Persona TARDIS artifacts, and the first new non-periodic table substance to be discovered by the Archaic for 18 months. January 6, 1992, Artifact 66B. Another artifact discovered and effects cataloged. Research teams continue to flail at the purpose for these mechanisms. All symptoms manifested by research teams in contact with the artifacts conform to our initial hypothesis regarding their nature. Expenses. Man weeks, 519. Materials, $12,192. Medical, $39,000. Casualties. Industrial accidents, 3, below Archaic acceptable max. Exhaustion, 13. Fatalities, 2. Additional notes. Report filed concerning a potential saboteur following multiple mechanical losses and thefts, particularly of radio equipment. Theory. Dehydration as a cause of exhaustion leading to misconduct. Debunked. Theory. Missing miner Tom Redwood, still within mining facility. Open. Final status, closed. Hostile local fauna levels uneconomic.
As constantly entertaining as it might seem to have access to memories one has no recollection of receiving, it also places me in somewhat of a predicament. This saboteur, for some reason, he conjures in my mind the color red.
I see what you mean. Secondary excavation site B, water cave, project lifespan. Didn't I just read this? Yeah, I just read this. Shelter Research Station, Greenland, project lifespan, April 1st, 1973. Present report filed by founding Overseer Brent Stafferson. Report updated by Chief Overseer Wilbur Frisk. Nature, excavation and research facility. Background. In January 1973, the Arctic Central Cast became aware of a large-scale industrial accident at a remote mining complex in northwest Greenland. The accident coincides with local reports dated over a period of decades concerning abnormal animal behaviors and growth, high suicide rates, and unusual events within the mine itself. These reports centralize over the precise location of the mine collapse. It's self-reportedly caused by a crazed miner. Xeno activity is suspected and a full investigation sanctioned. Purpose: to locate and retrieve Xeno evidence and artifacts. Initial personnel: elevated cast 7, chief staff 5, lower cast 51, temporary 25, total population 88. Operation. After 2 years of construction, Shelter is now practically self-sufficient, eliminating many issues surrounding archaic privacy concerns. Concerns threatened during the construction phase by the much increased sea freight required. Shelter operates with a skeleton crew of research staff supported by a small crew of maintenance and general care personnel. An elevated cast presence of reasonable magnitude is warranted by the potential value of any discoveries. Unskilled labor and resource management is outsourced to discreet local villagers. Plans to adapt more than a fraction of the old mining complex to archaic, however it's pronounced, needs have been abandoned, and work is now commencing on the excavation site immediately below the facility, and within half a mile of the 1973 explosion site. Security level: highest priority. According to standard procedure, all documentation concerning the facility was destroyed upon construction. All those that know of the facility's existence either work within the facility or are of no great concern. The facility can sustain itself with only minor reliance on local settlements. The facility, for all intents and purposes, does not exist. This presents only minor practical annoyances. Findings: substances 53, 63, and 70 to 73. Persona TARDIS artifacts 27, now believed to be somehow related to the contents of the recently discovered tomb. Finus Specialis artifacts 10, of little real value to the archaic, but for some reason of great collectible value to the lower caste. Tombgate Tomb. Expanses classified, final status operational. So there's 10 artifacts of the ones I've been collecting. File corrupt, could not open. Wait. Notes. To-do list. 3061. Door is now unlocked. It's way past my recording time, but since I'm somewhat invested, I'm going to go towards the door that I just unlocked, and I'll call it quits there. Here it is. It's a toilet. You don't say. Flares. I have never used flares, now that I think about it. Cryostasis usage policy. The cryostasis facility is a state-of-the-art installation allowing for cryogenic freezing of several industrial personnel who may be resurrected at a later date. During freezing, users may or may not experience mild hallucination, to be confirmed when first user is successfully revived from status. Fair usage policy. The following scenarios are considered acceptable cause for use of the cryostasis facility. Any overseer or elevated cast member is critically ill or injured. Any lower cast member of the archaic holding vital information is critically ill or injured. Any patients infected with a non-terra virus or bacteria, provided they have first been deemed non-contagious. Any injured personnel with the following curable ailments should enter stasis for later medical research. Cardiomyopathy, glaucoma, polio, diabetes, and halitosis. Any elevated cast member deemed clinically dead should enter stasis for ceremonial purposes. Maintenance period for deceased users to be increased, pending research benefits at Greenland site, making revival a potential solution. Access. Access is strictly forbidden to all non-medical personnel. At this time, the Archaic is unable to staff the facility 24 hours. As a result, heart rate sensitive wristbands have been issued to high-priority, high-risk personnel. Keep these wristbands with you at all times. They allow automated access to the facility in the event that the wearer's heart rate increases, high probability of approaching death. Postscript. Lower caste personnel are entitled to an opt-in, opt-out scheme, whereby they may choose to sign a consensual form from where, in the event of critical injury, they will be entitled to at least partial cryostasis. I don't think partial cryostasis will work, but I don't know. Could be completely wrong. It's locked. Incoming video chat.
Christ, you look worse than the last time I saw you. Though maybe you're just at a higher resolution. Oh, Damn it. Note to self, never insult your last hope of survival.
Yeah, please don't do
I
that.
just wanted to give you a word of advice. Those creepy artifacts, we don't know how they work. Or even what they do, I suppose. I saw someone get too close to one once. You probably don't want to know. I'm sure you'll be fine. Probably. I hope.
Probably.
By the way, if you happen to find yourself in my neck of the woods, I'm kind of trapped. It's no big deal, really. Just throwing it out there.
Yeah.
Oh, no. That's hardly true. They're really completely harmless. Go on, it's just like wrapping yourself up in a warm blanket.
Patient report number 1. Biocorrupt. Chemical tests. Standard series chemical tests. Subject, primate, chimpanzee. Chemical, temazepam. Result, as expected, the subject displays symptoms of relaxation and lethargy. Chemical, lysergic acid, whatever this word is. Diethylamide. Result, much akin to previous work with felines, the chimpanzee shows no ability to cope with the chemical stimulant. Chemical, viscae somnus. Result, following injection, the subject's heart rate slows to such a rate that, for all intents and purposes, it appears dead. In truth, heart rate has dropped to an incredibly safe level, and the subject recovers soon after. Chemical, oh boy. Tetrahydrocannabinol. Result, this chemical is held to be entirely safe in moderation and produces a relaxation effect in the subject. It remains to be seen whether long-term exposure leads to mental health risks. The primate is worn out. Please consider this an official requisition. Wait. Official requisition ordered for further test subject from the mainland. Non-human sample, insert new sample and try again. Oh, wait, didn't I have a hand? Apparently not.
Your mind space is muddled as a lime. See here, A is for alliteration, B is for bohemian, C is for carcinogenic. So many long words taking up space in my new home. Here.
Oh no.
Let me do a little spring cleaning. There. You didn't need the periodic table, did you?
Thank you. It's like I'm safe when I'm inside them. Like I've got nothing to lose. But Clarence, he's not in there with me. Well, it has been fun, but I'm going to call it quits for today. I'm gone way past the recording time. If you're still watching, thank you kindly for staying as long as you did. Remember to leave feedback in the comment section if this kind of format is something that you want to see in the future. If not, well, I'll just consider scrapping whenever I actually get feedback on that. Thank you kindly for staying as long as you did. I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your day. Take good care. Goodbye.